action. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke. This game marks the end of the stretch at home for the Cavaliers. Back on the road to this is a top-caliber team.
And they're hitting their stride, guys, right at the perfect time. I mean, the postseason right around the corner. They're playing with tremendous confidence. I think a legit title contender, in my estimation.
This team drawing a lot of attention, and deservedly so. They appear to have everything in place that's necessary to win in the postseason.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow. The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
The shots aren't dropping yet. They've missed 4 of their first 5 shots.
From deep, James, offensive rebound. Here's Smith. Back to Thompson. Cleveland moving it around. Great open look there. Love's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements, 11 by 10, are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7, okay?
Huh.
So that just lets you know.
Wow.
The only other hands comparable to that, Dr. J.
Ooh, yes, huge. Now Irving. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Now, here's Aldridge. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Oklahoma City. Smith outside. From beyond the arc, and then some. Smith's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Spurs trail by 7. Parker. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker.
And let's take a quick look now at some stats for Love. How last month turned out for him: 5th for free throw percentage, 7th in three-point field goal percentage, and he's also ranked in the top 10 in blocks per game. No trespassing when he's in the lane.
And, you know, he's been deadly from the charity stripe. Phenomenal asset to have on your team, a dead-eye free throw shooter.
David West, he's checked in for San Antonio. The Cavaliers leading by 7. They're running. Here's James. Smith dishes to Irving. Knocked away.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's played tight. I mean, you can see it. No flow at all to his game right now.
Now here's West. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. In the corner, Smith with it. Outside Irving. That doesn't go in either for Irving. Spurs trail by 7. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs in their last game, a loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And when things started to go wrong for them in that game, boy, did they ever go wrong. They just could never get back on track in that game.
Greg, the problem to me was no consistency. Anytime they strung together a couple of baskets, they couldn't build on it.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Iman Shumpert is checked in for Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaz checked in for Aldridge. Kyle Anderson comes in for Leonard. Kevin Martin is checked in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. And there's Mozgov. That's good on the assist from Channing Frye.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
Now, here's Mills. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And that's going to be a treble. .32 seconds left in the first. LeBron kicks to Frye. Fires the 3. Cleveland gets it back. The feed to James. Shumpert gets a wide open look. Out to the right wing. Dellavedova. Offensive rebound. From deep. James with another miss. Here's Diaw. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. The first quarter concludes in a double. And, of course, as we've always seen with LeBron James, it's not just about the numbers, but his tremendous...
Putting all the pressure on me.
Well, that there is straight talk from a man who does not pretend. LeBron James with a textbook example of how to take responsibility and lead.
And, Kevin, that's why he is the king. He doesn't say, hey, I'm just one of the 5 guys. No, he knows who he is and what he has to do. Bottom line, he's the man. Climb on my shoulders, and I'm going to take you to the promised land.
That's his first personal foul.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for Cleveland.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And it doesn't look like they'll be giving up on any plays tonight either. Their offensive rebounding has also been equally as impressive.
Dellavedova and Smith are the guard tandem. Channing Frye out there with Mozgov. And it's Shumpert in at the 3 slot. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. Free throw, good from Frye.
You know, Channing Frye signed a 4-year, $32 million contract in 2014. And in the very first leg of that contract, promptly had his worst season in 5 years. In fact, he even lost his starting job along the way.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for Cleveland. The Spurs also with the sub. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Martin. Well, talking about Channing Frye last year, the three-point shot still there for the second straight season, Greg. He hit the second most threes among power forwards again, landing in back of Kevin Love.
Yeah, and offensively fine, but that defense, Kevin, was not there. And Frye was neither quick enough or aggressive enough to stop anyone. And you know he has the talent. It's up to him. He's got to dig a little deeper if he really wants to realize his potential.
Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. The Spurs also with the sub. Parker's checked in for Patty Mills. The Cavaliers leading by 14. Here's Thompson. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Here's Aldridge. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Aldridge has got his first bucket of the night.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
And you know, the new court projection visuals, all the rage in the NBA now. Instead of having to use a screen over the court, they just project video and images straight onto the court. I think before long, you'll see it everywhere.
Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. A nice shot by Irving.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
And those court projections you see in the pregame, we don't even have the best angle for them. They're so good.
Yeah, nice perk for those sitting a little higher up on those or those watching TV. It's about putting on the show and at the end of the day, entertaining the fans.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
Mills, who's checked in for Tony Parker. Spurs trail by 16. And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name. I see, in fact, that you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always
an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the substance.
Aldridge can't get that one to fall. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they won their last contest, that game against Golden State.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
James checked in for Iman Shumpert.
LeBron James.
And so it's San Antonio with it. It's a 16-point game. The Cavaliers beat them last time when these two teams met in Cleveland.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Yeah, and that turned the tide, the rebounding.